Go.
Hey everyone, it's James. Before we get started, just want to cover a few of our bases. If you could, reverse the camera, please. On the right is my lovely girlfriend, Rocky, and on the left, her friend, Allie. Please wish Rocky a happy birthday.
Woo-hoo!
And if you can, flip it back. Good evening. My name is James Ballou, and if you have a few minutes, I'd like to talk to you about something important. Throughout human history, we have developed great technologies to make our lives easier. We've developed fire to keep us warm. We have developed bows and arrows to help us with hunting. We have even unlocked the power of the atom to not only destroy our enemies, but to power the future. There is a new technology on the rise, and rather than treating it with the caution it deserves, we are accelerating its advancements without heed to any of the warning signs. This new technology is, of course, AI. It's already become a mainstay in our lives, and It has already become a mainstay in our lives and can admittedly be incredibly powerful and useful. But it can also be dangerous if we do not utilize it cautiously.
Mm-hmm.
While I'm no expert on AI, I don't believe that you need to be in order to read the signs that AI is dangerous and must be heavily regulated. Now, to start, let's examine the toll that AI has taken on our academic institutions. A study done by MIT in 2025, led by MIT researcher Dr. Natalia Kosmina, and reported by Times Magazine, showed that students who utilized AI to write essays proved to be, without better words, lazier, less academically inclined, and cognitively slower than their peers who did not use AI. Further, in the same article, Dr. Zishan Khan, a psychiatrist who deals mostly with youth, pointed out that AI can have detrimental effects to our adolescent population. Both of these examples clearly illustrate the need for us to not only put an age cap on AI's use, but outright ban it in academic institutions until we can prove that it will not hinder learning. Moving on, while the academic toll is clear, let's also examine the environmental effects of AI. According to an article written by NPR, AI data centers are projected to indirectly produce over 44 million cubic tons of carbon dioxide by 2030. That's no small amount. Additionally, Southern New Hampshire University, they reported that AI data centers are requiring vast amounts of water, which is stripping our most vulnerable communities in the western United States, like in Silicon Valley, of precious water that they need to survive. Again, these two examples perfectly illustrate that we must pass sensible legislation to limit where AI data centers can be built in order to protect these communities who are already suffering from water loss. But we must also do further research in order to make AI data centers more sustainable in general. Now moving on to the more heavy aspect of AI. As I've said before, AI is like nuclear power. It's an incredibly useful tool, but it also poses an existential threat to the human race itself. If you don't think that's a realistic statement, I would point to the Nuclear Regulatory Commission. They have set a standard that for a nuclear reactor to function in the United States, it must be projected to go through a 10,000 year span of operation, continuous operation, and not have a single safety failure throughout that entire run. That's less than a 0.1% chance of a safety incident. And this being reported by the World Nuclear Association. Now, let's take a look at what RAND has said. RAND is a think tank that assesses various threats to humanity, such as global warming, nuclear war, and now, of course, AI. They projected that by 2100, AI has up to a 10% chance of wiping out not most of the human race, but all humans on Earth. RAND has been utilized to pass legislation before for nuclear de-escalation. They are taking the threat of AI seriously, and so should we. These two examples clearly show us that we must regulate AI in order for it to be safe. We must have direct governmental oversight over every data center, over every stage of AI's development. AI is a powerful technology. No one is denying that. It can be incredibly useful. But because of the reasons that have been previously laid out, we must be cautious with it, and we must not repeat the mistakes that have been made with nuclear power. It has clearly been shown that AI can degrade our academic institutions and our ability to think critically. It's clearly been shown that AI can be detrimental to the environment. Further, there is the existential threat that AI poses, whether you think it's credible or not. There are things we can do to mitigate these risks. We can, of course, set age limits for AI's use. We can oust it from our academic institutions to preserve our ability to learn. We can make it more sustainable so it's not destroying the earth in which we inhabit. And there are even things we can do to make sure that, as ridiculous as it sounds, a super intelligent AI doesn't kill us all. These sound like insurmountable challenges. They are not. We have done this before. We've done this with things like asbestos. We've done this with things like Agent Orange. We've done it, again, to beat the dead horse, with nuclear technologies. It's not impossible for us to regulate AI and make it safe. In fact, it is necessary if we are to ensure long-term survival. Because with AI, its effects won't be isolated to Ukraine or a small portion of Japan like in Fukushima. Its impacts will be global, and we need to take that seriously. I have been James Ballou, and thank you for your time.